If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 23 of the Career Mode RTG, the return to glory with Nottingham Forest. We've got an FA Cup replay to start us off today with a game at home this time against Middlesbrough. Obviously, we got a draw in the first game, so we had to go to a replay. It's not like the Capital One Cup where it has to be decided on the night. So we've got an extra midweek game added to the fixture list, which doesn't necessarily help things when it comes to the business of our fixture list, because it's pretty congested anyway, but we'll do our best. We're starting as strong a lineup as I think I possibly could, but we've got a couple of players in that you wouldn't necessarily associate with the first team, with Andre Gray up top, but he's just as good as Britta Sombolonga, so it doesn't necessarily matter that we're having to rotate a couple of players, because our squad doesn't necessarily have a lot of players that are just miles above everyone else. Everyone's kind of around about the same level of ability, so I'm pretty comfortable when it comes to rotating this particular side. Matt Phillips dances through the right-hand side here. Gatsy comes out to punch clear the first cross of the game. Adoma gives the ball away there to Jordan Ibe. Nelson Oliveira with a good turn. Goes to bang it into the bottom corner, but Gatsy does very well again to push that one away, but Andre Gray recovers the ball. The spell of pressure is not lessened just yet. Renato Sanchez into Jordan Ibe. Nice little turn to get past the defender. Scored an absolute cracker from a corner in yesterday's episode, or the previous episode, sorry, in Monday's episode, but wasn't able to replicate that there. That one went high and wide over the top of the bar, and that was all she wrote for the first half. We had to wait until the second period before we were able to draw another save out of Gatsy, and again, very good save actually. That one was headed towards the top corner from Nelson Oliveira, destined for the back of the net. They're on the attack in Middlesbrough for the first time really in the game, or at least the first dangerous time in the game. Well brought down by Stuart Downing around the corner to Jamie Ward, obviously formerly of ourselves. We sold him to them in the recent January transfer window. We mentioned that when we played them for the first time in the original FA Cup tie, and that was pretty much all that he was able to do on the left-hand side up to that point, so I feel we were pretty much justified in letting him go, especially considering his replacement, Matt Phillips, just completely split their defence apart and gave us a 1-0 lead after 65 minutes. That's his first goal in a Nottingham Forest shirt, and you can see how thrilled he was, just dancing away after scoring the goal to put it in the back of the net. I don't know how Gatsy's kept it out there to keep it at 1-0. He's made a couple of very impressive saves to this point, but that was definitely the best one so far, just throwing up that left arm to ensure that Nelson Oliveira wasn't able to extend our lead and really put Middlesbrough to bed here. There's still 18 minutes to go. There's a second ball almost on the pitch there. Don't know why that's there. But the corner comes in. It's Bashali. And that's, I think, his first goal for the club as well. You can see how thrilled he is, rushing away, jumping up and down in absolute delight. So we're 2-0 up now. And it does look like we're going to be progressing through to the next round of the FA Cup, especially when their attacking play ends in chances like that from Vilshut. Not good enough from Middlesbrough. We get ourselves through to the 6th round, I believe, of the FA Cup. Now we're into the quarterfinals. And actually, the quarterfinal game is the final game of the episode. It's against Manchester City, but between now and then we have another home game, and it's against Leeds United in the league. They gave us a tough game actually the first time we played them. I think we got a draw. I believe so. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure we got a draw. Again, because of the nature of the fixture list and with the fact that Manchester City is just around the corner, you can understand why we're playing a bit of a more of a rotated side this time around, and then we'll be playing our strongest 11 against the Premier League side at the end of the episode. But we have former Leeds United player Sam Byram in the starting lineup at right back, hoping that us having a former player works out better than Middlesbrough having a former player of ours. So we'd like to continue our good form, get another win here if we possibly could, and build on the success against Middlesbrough to then go into the Manchester City game in as high spirits as we possibly could. Dallas gets the ball into Chris Wood here though, turning it around the corner, and eventually Antonucci has the shot, but it's not the best of efforts from Mirko. He wants to do much better than that if he wants to keep Leeds in this game, or at least get them in front in the game perhaps. Joe Gomez with a cross into the box, cleared initially away only as far as Kyle Basilia though, works it to Tyler Walker, gets a good turn in, has the shot, but Silvestri with a very good save actually down low. He's going to try and clear their lines, but Bataka and Berardi don't necessarily deal with it as best they possibly could. And Britta Sombolonga steals it back again, just putting a lot of pressure on the defence here, trying to win it back. And then his shot is blocked by Cooper. For some reason, Silvestri decides not to claim that and punches it clear. Henry Lansbury into Tyler Walker. Tyler Walker into Lansbury again. And finally, the ball ends up in the back of the net. We do have a 1-0 lead. We made the most of it in that particular highlight, having a couple of chances and the keeper making a save or two and the defenders throwing in a block or two. But eventually the ball ball went over the line into the back of the net. Mahi turns inside really nicely there, actually. Then in the end has the shot, but it's blocked by the defender and goes out for a corner. Unfortunately, nothing came from said corner, so we had to build again. And we actually got a throw in here on the far side just after that. Ebesilio into Henry Lansbury. First touch not necessarily the best, but Tyler Walker helps it on its way out wide to Mahi again. This time the keeper did need to make a save, so that was sneaking inside his near post, but well pushed around the corner by Silvestri. Then it was time for Leeds United to push forward. Lewis Cook on the ball. Both he and Sam Barham in real life are being heavily linked away from Leeds United. I think Lewis Cook is linked with Bournemouth, actually. He's still at Leeds here in this save, as you can clearly tell, and we were actually interested in him ourselves in the initial transfer window of the series, but we went with Renato Sanchez instead, and I'm pretty sure we made the right decision. Renato Sanchez has scored a couple of very good goals for us and grown phenomenally well as well, so I'm pleased with how things are going. Sam Barham trying to damage his former club. I really should have pulled that back there with Tyler Walker to another teammate. Just pulled off the final defender there. Would have been a simple tap in to make it 2. Never mind, you live and learn. Britt Sombolonga gets inside the box here. He has a shot, well saved by Silvestri, but similar to a chance that we had in a game a couple of episodes ago. I think it was Saturday's episode where Nelson Oliveira had a shot and he got caught after he'd taken the shot, and we got a penalty, and it was the same scenario here. This time Henry Lansbury able to make it 2-0 in the 87th minute. So it looks like we're destined to get 3 points in the league, which will go down very well indeed, although Lansbury gets muscled off the ball by Lewis Cook here. He's going to work it into Cooper, into the box to Chris Wood, and my namesake buries it into the top corner. Leeds have one back, and there's 5 minutes added on here at the end of the game. That goal went in stoppage time. They're going to have another chance before the game is out. Going to try and get the ball into the box with a cross here eventually. Taylor and his teammate there. Eventually the ball does come in. Dukara came off the bench and he equalises. I couldn't believe it. 2 goals in the 90th minute. In the 5 minutes added on at the end of the game. Despite going 2-0 down in the 88th, Leeds United rescue a point. So we wanted to head into this Manchester City game in high spirits, and really we were kind of on the back foot. I was really disappointed with the way that Leeds United were able to turn that around. But it is the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. If we can get a win here against Manchester City in the quarterfinals at the Etihad, we will be at Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final next round. It's an extremely strong Manchester City side that they put out though. Willy Caballero in goal, however, not Joe Hart, but still an extremely strong side, and it was Wilfred Boney up top, I believe, not Sergio Aguero, but still, I mean, Wilfred Boney is world class when it comes to playing against a side like ours, so it's going to be a really difficult game. But we beat Chelsea in the 4th round, if you remember, and then we knocked out Rotherham in the round of 16, so we'll be trying to replicate our 2-0 victory against the former Barclays Premier League side that we played in, current Barclays Premier League, so you know what I mean, in the former round, and Yaya Toure draws a good save out of Doris de Vries there. In the Chelsea game, we were able to defend like mad for the first half and just keep them out. In this game, I was going to try and use the same tactic. Mahi's first touch there is atrocious. Kolarov lays it into Sterling, and there goes that tactic straight out the window. We had a rather ridiculous goal that we conceded a couple of episodes ago where the keeper tried to throw it out to my left mid, and he threw it straight against the left back's face, and it rebounded to an attacker, and he scored. There, we tried to throw it out again, and I just don't know what the first touch was. I really don't know what the first touch was. It's a simple throw. It's not coming at him at a funny angle or at an overly high speed, but his first touch bounced up off his shin and went straight to Alexander Kolarov. He was then able to lay it into Raheem Sterling, and that meant 1-0. Good save there by Caballero, though. We're trying desperately to get ourselves an equaliser. You can see we've actually come out of our shell a little bit after City scored. My whole defensive and then try and catch them on the counter and nick a goal plan has completely fails because they're 1-0 up already. So we had to fly forward, and we did have a couple of good chances, but so did they. Fernandinho drawing a great save out of Doris de Vries there. Still not done for the first half. They were trying to work it clear. I don't know what that ball was from Renato Sanchez. Yaya Toure picks it up. He's going to play a nice 1-2 with Wilfred Boney and give it a good old crack. And again, Doris de Vries needing to make a very good save. They've had a few shots from distance in this first half, Manchester City, all of which have been dealt with quite well by Doris de Vries. It was the close range effort from Raheem Sterling that was just too powerful to deal with. Again, another shot from distance from Kevin De Bruyne, and he does actually do well to keep that in and stop it from going out for a corner, Doris de Vries there. But Manchester City continued to come forward. Here I was caught. I didn't know which defender or which attacker to try and block. I didn't know whether to push for Wilfred Boney, to go to Kevin De Bruyne. In the end, we went towards De Bruyne. The ball went to Boney. I mistimed the challenge. It's a penalty. Yaya Toure smashes it straight down the middle. Game over, unfortunately. Manchester City are going to beat us 2-0 in the FA Cup and knock us out at the quarter-final stage. I'm pleased with the run we made in the Cup, but still, I mean, to go out in that manner is pretty disappointing with a heavy first touch, the defensive mistake leading to their first goal and then giving away a penalty to lead to the second. But at least we have a game in hand now in the league, on Burnley at least, and can close the gap to them to just the 3 points if we can win that game in hand. Hull City are sat level on points with us on 58, then Middlesbrough on 55, but they have played a game more, and then 53 for Sheffield Wednesday, and then Derby also on 53, but they too have played a game more. So we're still very much inside the playoffs, trying our absolute best to chase down Burnley and QPR at the top. There's still plenty of games to go. We have 13 games remaining, so there's still 39 points up for grabs, so we could definitely, maybe even win the league if QPR slip up. We want to be there and thereabouts if they do, but they've been winning more games than anybody else by a margin. You've got them on 20, then Burnley on 18. We've only won 16. We've drawn a lot of games though, unfortunately. Hopefully we can start to turn those draws into wins. We have started to turn those draws into wins, apart from that Leeds game where they just came out of nowhere and scored 2 goals in stoppage time. But never mind, we'll push forward in the next episode on Friday, and that's going to bring this particular one to a close. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, etc. All the links are on your screen and in the description as well. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll be streaming tonight as well over on twitch.tv/Chesnoid Gaming. We'll have a Football Manager stream to keep you entertained, but feel free to follow the Twitch link in the description over there and follow me, although obviously I will put the little notification video live as well. But I'll stop rambling at the end. That's all from me for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll have Valencia and my player tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.